Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week. This week, we're going to circle back a little bit to timers, which we did a couple weeks ago. This first assignment just be to get some movement across the screen of a picture box. In the next assignment, what we'll do is we'll have two big picture boxes collide, and that'll be our first collision assignment. So typically, it's a lot of fun. And we talked about last week, we talked about when you look at a picture box, how we can use the dot left, this little frame here, to make it move across the screen. And we can use the dot top to make it move vertically up and down. So X and Y axis type stuff. We talked about the location property. So if we go to our properties window and I'm clicked on highlighting the picture box here, I know that if I look at the location, it's probably close to zero something. Here it is. So it's at 0.86. So 0 is my x-axis. If I move it off the x-axis to the right, you're going to notice that 0 changes a bit to a 12. 87 is the y-axis. And that's the top to bottom stuff. So what I'd like to do for this assignment is just to do our first timers assignment to get this picture box across the screen. So I'm just going to close this. What I'd like you to do, find a picture, put it in the picture box, add a button, and a timer 1 and timer 2. And what the idea will be is, knowing what we know, we're going to, if I start this assignment with my koala bear and I push this button, it's going to start timer 1. Timer 1, the location or the x-axis of the picture box will hit, I believe it's at just past 500. And when it hits this point, it stops timer 1 and starts timer 2. So right now, timer 1 controls this movement. Timer 2 controls the movement going left. So I will show you the code once you guys are able to, and girls are able to, get these two timers in and a button and the koala. Or not, you don't even need a koala, sorry, just a picture box. So when I look at the code, I've got a few things happening. First thing is, here's the button here. So what do I want to happen when the button's clicked? So when the button's clicked, let's start timer 1. So timer 1, what's going to happen in timer 1? Well, that's right below us here. Okay, so we have picture box 1, which is the koala I have, dot left equals picture box 1 plus 10. So every time the timer goes, and I've set my intervals a little bit quicker than 1 second, we'll look at that. Every time the timer goes, it's going to go 10 pixels to the right. And what is this if statement here, this conditional branching statement? We don't want it to fly off the screen. So when my x-axis gets to greater than or equal to 536, then stop this timer. Don't let it go right anymore. And start timer 2. So timer 2, start timer 2 equals true. Timer 2.enable equals true. Timer 1.enable equals false. So timer 2 will then have the picture go by minus 10 pixels, and it'll head back towards 0 from 536. And if it gets less than or equal to 0, start timer 1 again, stop timer 2. So I'll play that again, the side here. So again, right now, the x-axis here is at 0. So when I push the start button, I'm starting timer 1 right here. Now, what happens when it'll go from 0, it'll go 10, 20, if I'm looking at increments of 10 pixels, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, all the way up to 530, probably hit 540, and then it'll stop because that x-axis goes from 0 to 540 or 536. So here's what happens. So here it goes. It's going up by tens. It hits that limit we set at 536. Now it's on timer 2, goes back to 0 to 536, back to 0. So what I'd like you to do, you don't have to use a koala, is recreate a program like this. And the next assignment, we're going to be doing a dot top, or we're going to combine. We're going to have a left and right and a dot of top and bottom, and we're going to have them collide and see what happens. But that's it for this first assignment. Just get used to some timers and have things move across the screen. That's it for now. Talk soon. Bye bye.